Hi, my name is Lotfi. In this video I will be talking about the dark times you may be going through and how to get through it, how to get out of it, how to change your life. Even when it seems like nothing is going anywhere good, there are still possibilities. There's still a way out that includes life. Like, subscribe and share. In today's video I would like to talk to you about something that is widely spread and spreading even further. A feeling of desperation, a feeling of disbelief, total lack of understanding, not being able to grasp what's going on because it's so insane. And this is some cases leading to not wanting to live anymore. And I know how that feels because I've been through that myself multiple times in my life. And two times today I heard somebody say that it crossed their minds to actually put an end to all of this. And so I really felt to make this video. The interesting thing is that both people who said this are what we call incarnated angels. And yes, just bear with me for a moment, because there's more to this than just needing to believe in incarnation, stuff like that. But just bear with me and assume for a moment that incarnation is real. So we all know that the world we live in has been messy. There's a lot of corruption, a lot of darkness, a lot of lies, stealing, robbing, murder, raping, even raping children, slavery in all different kinds and shapes, adults, minors, sexual, labor, financial, psychological. And what if somebody decides to enter somewhere and wanting to change that space, that place? It's like when you enter a company and you're being hired to come and clean up the mess. So what do you do? Well, preferably you go in undercover so that you really get a taste of what's going on, because maybe you're being hired by the management who's on the outside, or somebody from the outside who said, yeah, what we're seeing, it's not okay. But then to really know how things are, you need to go in deep and taste. Which means you're going to suffer, or at least struggle. I believe suffering is a choice, but it becomes mainly a choice once you become aware of it, that it is a choice, and then you can actually, when you realize this, then you can get out of the suffering faster, and you struggle without suffering, which means you put your intention which direction you want to go, and you go. And knowing that direction is what keeps you going, what keeps you get up every time you're knocked down. And so these people, that we call angels, who are incarnated, because they come from the light and they need to, or they decided to contribute to bring more light in the darkness, they need to know what they're dealing with. So people like this generally entered life with a pure heart, pure soul, and then started experiencing horrible things. Sometimes from the moment of conception, things were nasty. And then after many years, and let's say today I would say when people are in their 30s, but often 40s, then it starts to come to them. Then they start to realize things, because that's how long it took until now to really get a good view on things. And if you pay attention around you, you may know people that like, hey, wait, I know this story. I know somebody. Well, I may not be talking about this somebody specifically, but somebody like that, somebody that you know. And hmm, 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 hmm. Actually, I know multiple people like this. Yeah. So you may know one or two people who are at least in the 30s, most probably in the 40s or 50s, who have gone through so much crap in their lives, but they're the kindest, the gentlest people you know. Yes, they may snap sometimes because they still have these wounds, so they have the trigger points, so they can lash out. But then you know it's out of pain. It's not because they're bad people or they hate you or so. And these are people who care, who help, who want to make a difference, and who are selfless. And that selflessness is actually a curse. It's not a good thing. It's what society has been encouraging, to sacrifice yourself. Then you're good if you sacrifice yourself. What is bullshit? Because sacrifice means weakening yourself, so you're not good for others to lean on you. You need to be strong. So when I start working with people, the first thing I always ask them, who's the most important person in your life? And I start talking about the kids or whatever. No, you are the most important person. You are more important than your children in your life. You are more important than your own children. Because if you don't take fucking good care of yourself, your children cannot rely on you. So you'll be a shitty father, a shitty mother, a weak father or a weak mother, because yeah, you have been cutting out pieces from yourself to feed them. Where if you're taking good care of yourself, you're very strong, and then you can feed them through your strength. But society doesn't want strong people. I mean, those controlling society don't want that. Governments don't want strong people. Military don't want strong people. What is the first thing they do when you enter the military? They break you. They literally break you, and then they rebuild you and say, yeah, that's how it works. It's the best thing. Because they break your soul, they kill your soul, you break you completely, and then they rebuild you the way they want, so that you obey them and you believe everything they say and you follow their logic, their system. And society is like that. Christianity is telling you, or at least the Catholic Church is telling you, that you're a lost soul, you're a waste, you're bad, you're born a sinner, and Jesus sacrificed himself for your sins, so yeah, start suffering to pay back, and maybe you get to go to heaven. But then for every mistake you make, you're going to go to hell now because you made a mistake. So basically at the age of 6, you don't need to do good anymore because you already made enough mistakes to go to hell. So what's the point? But then they give you little ways out and more sacrifice and more things which are in their benefits for you to stay in, to stay alive, and to keep having hope. There's always that carrot in front of you. And financially, the system is also built up like that. System is built up also to tell you that if you don't look exactly like that one model, then you're not beautiful. Because that's how they can sell all the crap that you need to put on your face, the stuff you need to put under your skin to be beautiful, to be good, to be valued. So where is this all going? Well, this whole system of corruption and deception that we live in, and you probably have noticed that there is plenty of information on all those things that we have believed for decades or centuries or even thousands of years to be true, and that they're being questioned, and there is proof that they're not the way that we have been told. Even gravity is not the way Newton thought it was. Proof of that is if you look at the footage of the International Space Station, when they have a pen in their hands and they release it, the pen should either go straight to the person or straight to the wall where there is mass, because the gravity should attract it, because the pen is quite light and should be attracted by the gravity of the bigger person or the big station, but it doesn't happen, it just floats. So the rule of gravity does not work the way they said. There are other things that work on Earth which make the apple fall. Go online and you will see, and it's related to space-time and things like that. General relativity, which is also not fully true, because when things become extremely small, then quantum physics apply. And then when things get bigger, quantum physics doesn't apply anymore. It's also wrong. The Earth was flat until we managed to fly and do other things that would actually show us, or even travel enough to show us that, hey, actually it's a sphere, or it's spheric. And so all these lies are coming to light. What's happening in the world is showing the lies. Donald Trump being elected 4 years ago, you may say whatever you want about him, but his behavior, being so erratic, being uncontrollable, has exposed so much lies, so many lies and so much corruption. And this keeps happening. This keeps happening. Shit is coming to the surface. Including with COVID. Stuff is coming to the surface. Lies and deception, lies and deception. And I know a lot of people are just running away from this. They don't go like, no, 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 I don't hear it, I don't hear it, I don't hear it. So if I close my eyes, I close my ears, it doesn't exist. Putting their heads in the sand. That's fine. But that's why things are getting so bad. Because for everyone to wake up, things need to get so bad that even those people who don't want to hear, don't want to see, will have no other choice than to experience. And generally people only start moving forward once they have suffered. They get out of the comfort zone when they start to suffer. So if you see somebody who refuses to work on himself, who refuses to change, it means he hasn't suffered enough. That's the truth. That's how things go. I did it myself. I stayed somewhere in a company, and I stayed and I stayed and I stayed. Not just in a company, many situations. Until I reached that point where the suffering was unbearable and it was not worth staying there in that situation anymore. And then I decided to change. And then I decided to stand up for myself, to start respecting myself. And that's how people started to respect me and respect my boundaries. And so what we're going through now is a period of collapse of the empire, just like the Roman Empire collapsed. And actually it's more like an implosion, because it's everything that's built on the rotten foundation will collapse. And our society was built on lies and deception, corruption, dark energy. And science has already proven that literally our galaxy moved into a more, in a higher vibrating part of space. So the vibration is rising, and so things are changing. But then the old wants to hold on. So the powers who were controlling the world for a long time don't want to lose their power. So they're doing everything to hold on to their power. But they're losing the war. Just like Hitler during the Second World War. He didn't want to surrender. He kept fighting till the end. In the end, he committed suicide. At least that's what they say. Because of course there's no proof of that. Like so many things have been hidden from us. That's okay. And so we will experience more darkness. But the question is, do we focus on that? Or do we focus on our path? Do we choose to suffer from all the crap that's happening? Or do we focus on that direction we decided to go into? And if you're a light worker, being a coach or doing something else where you make a difference in people's lives, in whatever way, even if it's just the few hours of volunteering and charity work you're doing, then focus on that. Radiate your light. And keep your eyes open, because you will see other people also radiating. And you can team up with them. You can join forces in different ways. It may be just having a talk. Like I have this group on Monday evening, and we literally got each other through these strange times for 10 months now, by meeting every Monday evening, having a talk of an hour, sometimes a bit longer. And that is one of the ways to stay on track, to remember why we're here, to remember what we really want to do with our lives, what our goals are. So if you're having very dark thoughts, if you're feeling like it's really going nowhere, then look for support. Ask for help. Find people with whom you resonate. Not in the feeling bad, but in your intentions, in your goals. Look at people who have similar goals. And there are a lot of people out there. There are plenty of groups on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on wherever you go. You will see there are communities that are growing. They're being created every single day. New communities are created. People joining forces because they have similar interests, they have similar goals. Focus on who you are on the inside and where you want to go. That will keep you going. And team up with people who have similar intentions. They may be different. They may have a different approach. But hey, joining forces with people who are not identical copies of you actually is reinforcing the good. So look around, do something. And ask for help when you need it. You can ask me, you can ask somebody else. But do ask for help. And I recommend you take daily at least 10 minutes being with yourself. Going in here and remembering who you are and which direction you chose to walk in this life. No matter what you did before, no matter what mistakes you've made, no matter where you've been in this life, there is a direction you chose. That's why you're watching this video. That's why you're watching till now. So remember that. Every single day. That will keep you going and that will attract the support that you need. Have a wonderful day. Like, subscribe, and share.